Welcome students to this class, and this is the last topic of this particular unit, rolling loads and influence line diagram for statically determinate structures. So till now we have seen the influence line diagram for a simply supported beam. Then we have seen what is the influence line diagram for the reaction, support reactions. Then what is the shear force at particular point. What is the ILD for shear force and bending moment. Then we have seen the series of loads. We have seen the series of the load, that is strain of the loads. And we have seen what is the maximum negative and positive shear force. What is the absolute maximum shear force bending moment. So we have seen all these topics in previous classes. Now coming to the this new topic, that is the influence line diagram for any trusses. Okay. So here specifically I have written a variant truss because we are solving a numerical on it. So we know that girders are used for the bridges. Okay, but it is used mostly for the small spans. But whenever there is a need for large spans, so you can see while traveling, we see you right. If you are traveling by train, if you are crossing a huge valley, and we see there is a this trussed bridge is there, and it's extensively used and very important part for bridges. So the basically trusses, these are of two types. So we call it as throw type and deck type. So typical throw type and deck type, so they are the I'll just quickly. Okay, so this is the thorough type trussed bridges. So in this there will be some support here. Suppose this is a simply supported. So this is a simply supported. So here this is the road level, and it will be supported like this. So this is a typical thorough type truss bridge, and in between, if you take a cross section, so this will be a cross girder. Okay, if I take a cross section here anywhere, so we can see this. So this part is trusses, and this is a cross girder. Now a typical deck type truss. Okay, this is let me just write down. This is PH through type, not through type truss, and then there is a deck type truss. There is a deck type truss. So you may call it as a it looks like a opposite of about truss. Okay, so if it is just it came upside down, if it is like this. Okay, so this is whereas this is road level, this part is road level. So this is typical deck type trussed bridge. Okay, so these are the basic difference. This is a through type and this is deck type. So bridge trusses, they consist of two trusses connected by cross girder. So they are connected by two trusses by cross girder. Okay, so the same diagram will be for this, but it will be like this. So here in this case, this is a cross girder and this is the trusses. So these trusses connected, they are connected by cross girders at every panel points. So in case of through type bridges, girders are at lower joints. Okay, so here girders are at lower joints. You can see it is at lower joints, and road or rail tracks are laid over the cross girders and allow the vehicles to move through the bridges. But in case of deck type bridges, cross girders connect top chord. Cross girders connect top chord panel points, and road or railway are laid over these cross girders. So in both type of trusses, end portals are provided. So cross girders transfer the load to the panel joint. Okay, so cross girders, they transfer the load to the panel joints. So these are the they transfer the load to the panel joints. And in this so in this particular study, we are going to the joints, we are assuming that they are pin jointed. So hence the members of the bridge trusses are subjected to We are considering only axial forces. Now, in this chapter, we are going to find the influence line diagram. So, for various moving load, design forces in the members can be found. So here, we are going to start with this particular problem. Before I start for the problem, so let me take you to the question. So this is the question. Determine the maximum forces in the members U2, U3. Okay, this is a member. L3, U3 and L3, L4 of the bridge truss as shown in figure. If UDL of 60 kilonewton per meter, which is longer than the span, traverses along the bottom chord members. So that is our question. Now here, as I told you, I have considered a Warren truss. So what do you mean by Warren truss? Warren truss is nothing but which is made up of, you may say, equilateral triangle. So all angles are at 60 degree and there are no other members. So it is called as Warren truss. So this is example of Warren truss. So basically any truss, if you consider methodology is same, we solve it in the similar way. But I have considered a Warren truss in this particular case. Now here, let us consider a section 1 1. So we are going to let us start solving this problem. So let us consider a section 1 1. This is section 1 1. So let us see what is the force in this particular member P, U2, U3. So we are using section method. Okay, with section method we are taking a section 1 1. So let us find out what is influence line diagram for force. P is force, U2, U3. Okay, so we want to find out what is the force in this area. Now, to find out the force in this area, let us consider moment about L3. Okay, let us consider moment about this particular point L3. So when we consider moment about this point, so what are the forces we can consider? We will consider about this particular member. If we are cutting this truss here, okay, so let us assume it as separate. Okay, this is the separate, this is separate, this is separate. So let us separate this. So I will just draw a simple, a very small diagram. Okay, so it is cutting at this point and this is our U2, this is U2, this is our L3, this is L2, and yes, it is continuous here. Okay, this is this part I have not drawn. So this only where the section is there, so that part I have drawn. So we have to consider moment about L3. Consider moment about L3. So when we consider moment about L3, what is the force here? Okay, we have to consider this distance. So we can load into perpendicular distance, right? So we can write P into P suffix U2, U3, because for that particular member, into 4 of sine 60. 4 sine 60. Okay, if you draw a straight line here, it will be a 4 sine 60. So it will give us moment about particular member L3. Okay, so let us simplify it. So 1 by 4, 1 by 4 sine 60 will go this side into L3. Okay, so if we assume it as a, if it is like this we are showing, okay, so it can be, we can consider it as a compressive. Now what is the ILD for this particular? So ILD for P of U2, U3 is equal to 1 by 4 sine 60 into ILD for moment at L3. Moment at L3. Okay, same equation I have written in this term. Okay, ILD for this particular P2U3 is equal to 1 by 4 by 16. Same equation, ILD for moment at this. Now what is this moment? What is that? We have to find out what is the ordinate, right? What is that ordinate we are going to get at point L3. Okay, so for that, maximum ordinate will be maximum ordinate. Now this value, it is z into L minus z by L. When we refer previous theory, okay, so we know that value. So maximum ordinate is equal to 1 by 4 sine 60 into z into L minus z by L. So here z is nothing but, okay, z into L minus z by L. So here z is nothing but our distance L1 to L3. Okay, L1 to L3 is our z distance, and that is given as, this is 5 into 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So this will be 8 meter. Okay, it will be a 8 meter span. So when we substitute value here, so we'll arrive at 1 by 4 sine 60 into 8 into 20 minus 8 divided by 20. So we will get 1.383856. Okay, so we got that maximum ordinate as 1.3856. Now let us draw the influence line diagram for PU2U3. Okay, so let us draw influence line diagram for that. So we have to draw the whole span. Okay, and this is L1, this end is L1, and this is L6. This end is L1, this is L6. Now we have to draw ordinate for PU2, U3. Okay, for this we have to draw the ordinate. So, and that value is 1.3856. So maximum ordinate we got it as 1.3856. So let us at L3 point. This value is 1.3856. So this is so maximum force in U2 U3. Okay, so for maximum force in U2 U3 will be, so when UDL is 60 kilonewton per meter when it occupies the entire span. Okay, when it occupies the entire span, so it will be, we can calculate it as, the entire span means this whole span it will be covering. So maximum force in U2 U3 is equal to area of this particular triangle, okay, into UDL into area of triangle. So what is UDL? It is 60. Area of triangle is 1 by 2 into 20 into the height is 1.3856. So this gives us value as 831.36 kilonewton. Okay, so this is our maximum force, and as initially only we got it as a compressive force, so this will be compressive. So maximum force is 831.36. Now let us move for ILD for PL3U3. ILD for PL3U3. Now for this member, okay, so we have to calculate ILD for PL3U3. ILD for PL3U3. So here Let R1 be the reaction at the left support and R2 be the reaction at the right support. So when load is in between L1 and L3, so when load is in this portion, so when the load is in this portion, we consider the right side portion. Okay, now let us consider the right hand side portion of the truss. So in that case, when we do summation of forces in y direction is equal to 0. Okay, so we are considering, what is our assumption? We are considering that load is in between L1 and L3, and we are considering right hand portion. Right hand side. So let us do summation of forces in vertical direction. So when we have separated it, right? So yeah, summation of forces in y direction. So we can write it as PL3 U3. PL3 U3 vertical component will be sine 60 is equal to R2. Okay, we are considering the right side portion. So we can write this PL3 U3. So for this particular case, now rearrange the terms. PL3 U3 is equal to R2 by sine 60. So this answer, when we solve it, we are getting it as 0, because load is acting at this side. Now this is, we are getting it as 0. So when we are getting it as 0, when loaded as L1, when load is at L1, so in that case we will get it as 0. But when load will be at L3, if load is at L3, so when load is moving, it is coming at L3. So in that case, our value will be PL3 U3 value will be 1 by sine 60 into 2 by 5. Now in this case, load is at L3. Okay, it is crossing two trusses. Okay, so we are considering out of 5, it is crossing 2 trusses, so it is 2 by 5 here. So we are getting here and it will vary between L3 and L4. So ILD for this case, so our this is at L3, position of L3 is nothing but position of L3, it is nothing but 2 by 5 sine 60, and this is 2 by 5 sine 60. This is negative, this is positive. This is ILD for PL3 U3. Now let us consider any point. Let us consider any point Q. Let us consider any point Q at the mid span. Okay. Now since ordinate L3 and L4, we are getting the same, is equal to L4. Hence the maximum tensile force and compressive force are equal here. Maximum tensile and compressive are equal and occur when moving load covers half of the span. So tensile and compressive force, because one is negative, one is positive. So that shows that maximum tensile force and compressive force are equal, and it will occur when moving load covers half of the span. So we can write down half into 2 by 5 sine 60 into 10 into 60. Our UDL is 60, right? So area of the triangle we write into UDL. So we get it as 138.564 kilonewton. Okay, so this is the value we are getting. Area of triangle into UDL. Okay. Now let us go for ILD for next. Next part will be, so we have done here with PL3U3. PL3U3. We have done with this. Now the remaining is L3L4. Okay, so last part is L3L4. So let us go for this calculation. So here consider section 1-1. Consider section 1-1. This is 1-1 section. Okay. Now for any unit load position, we know that moment at U3, if we want to consider now we have to find out ILD for L3, L4. We have to find out ILD for this. But when we consider section 1-1, for any unit load, if we want to consider what is the moment at this point, okay. So when we want to consider moment about this point, when we and we have to find out what is the influence line diagram, what is the force at L3, L4. So let us consider moment at U3. So moment at U3 is equal to force in this member L3, L4 into sine 60. Now we can rearrange the term. PL3, L4 is equal to M of U3 by sine 60. Yeah, sorry, here member length is 4. So 4 sine 60. Now here ILD for PL3U3 is, again like the first case, ILD for PL3U3 or PL3L4 sorry is 1 by 4 sine 60 of ILD for moment at U3. Okay, we are simply comparing real by seeing this only we are writing this statement. So maximum ordinate. So what is the maximum ordinate at U3? Maximum ordinate at U3 it will be 1 by 4 sine 60 into 10 into 20 minus 10 divided by 20. 5 by 4 sine 60. So it will give us 1.4434. So here we are getting maximum ordinate for U3 as 1.4434. Now the load is on the lower chord. Load is on the lower chord. So linear variation it will start from L3, L4. So ILD for this particular case it will be shown like this. Okay. So here this you can see that this is U3 is in the middle of the truss. This is in the center of the truss and total span is 20. Okay, 20 meter, and this is 10. This is 10. Okay, so this particular case we know the formula Z into L minus Z, right? So we have used that formula. Okay, so if you remember the formula, Z into L minus Z by L. Z into L minus Z by L. Okay, so when you use this formula, is simply in this case Z is nothing but 10, L is 20, Z is 10, and then L is 20. Okay, so in this way we have received this ordinate. Now once you receive this ordinate, you plot it here. Okay, so this is the ordinate. This is for U3. So this particular diagram, it is for ILD for PL3, L4. Okay, so this particular diagram it is for ILD for PL3, L4 in this case. Now this ordinate at L3 and L4. Now if you see these two ordinates 3 and L4. So let us find out ordinate at L3 and L4. So it will be, we know this center ordinate, it is nothing but 1.4434. Okay, this is 1.4434. So, and this particular distance is, it is 10, it is 5, right? 5 meter here. Okay, so we are going to consider it ordinate as, when we consider a similar triangle, if you draw a line here, okay, if you draw a line here, so this distance becomes, if this is 4 meter, if this is 4 meter, then it will be 2 meter, and the remaining it is L3, L4, L5, L6. So this is again 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of them are 4 meter. So when such a case, so here L4 to L6, this is total 8 meter. Okay, now, and this is 2 meter. So for 10 meter, when this is the height, then for 8 meter, what will be the height? Okay, so using this triangle, you will be able to find out what is the ordinate at L3 and L4. So we are getting answer as 1.15472. Okay, so ordinate at L3 and L4 is this answer. Now maximum force in member. Now we have to find out what is the maximum force in member L3 or L4. It will occur when the load covers entire span. Okay, it is in the middle, right? So load should cover entire span. Then only maximum force in the member L3, L4 will be there. So let us calculate that. So maximum force L3, L4 will occur when load will cover entire span. Load will cover entire span. So what will be the formula for that? So we have to use the whole area of a triangle into UDL. Okay, area of a triangle into UDL. So how we are going to consider that? So here L1 to L3 we know this is 8 meter. Okay, L3 to L4 we know this is 4 meter, and this is 8 meter. So there will be area of, we know this height, it is 1.1572. Okay, this is 1.1572. Just now we got these ordinates, 1.155472. So consider the whole area. So let us write down the area of a triangle. So area of first triangle, 1 into 1.15472 into 8 plus the middle part 1.15472 into 4 plus 1 by 2 into 1.15472 into 8 into 60. Okay, so this is the dark portion. Okay, area of that portion. So that area we have to take, and that total load is 831.40 kilonewton. Okay, so maximum force is this much. Okay students, so this is the problem, influence line diagram using for the Warren truss. Okay, so hope you understood it, and thanks for listening to this class. Thank you so much.